Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to try to make this a quick video for you guys. We're going to be talking about a few things: leave it, luring, and staying in a down in those very, very early stages. So I have Wheatley here. He's about 11 weeks old. We have already started, oh, don't knock over the phone. We have already started going over some of these things. Hide it. We have already started going over some of these things. So he already is a little bit aware of what these games are, but we're going to go over them, so go find it. Good job. Okay, so the first one we're going to go over is the leave it. Now, when they're super, super young, I started off at the very basic level. If they're a little bit older, then I might start them a little bit higher, but this is essentially how I teach leave it for a very young puppy. Oh, he says, I forgot a treat over here. There's a treat over here. I know it. It's not that far, buddy. It's not that far. You ready? Okay. So I have food in both of my hands. Now, I'm going to present the hand and he's going to get stuck on it. As soon as he brings his nose away, I'm going to say, yes, yes. And I'm going to reward with the other hand. And then you can switch it up. Yes. So as soon as that nose is coming away from the hand, I'm saying, yes. Which means you're going to get food. Yes! Okay, since we've played this game a few times before, he's catching on pretty quickly. He takes his nose pretty quickly. Yes! Now I'm going to go ahead and start saying, yes, leave it. Yes, leave it. Yes, leave it. So now he's not even paying attention to my hand because we've played this game so much. Yes, leave it. Yes, leave it. Good. You can reset them by throwing a little treat. Find it. Get them moving around a little bit. Bringing them on back. Yes, leave it. Yes, leave it. Leave it. Since he's getting the game so well, we're going to go ahead and knock it up a level. we had to stop and start of the video, Mr. Wheatley. So for my younger puppy owners, that's the realm that you're going to be in, what you just saw, right? Presenting the hand, they get stuck on it as soon as their nose comes away from it. Yes. Playing the game, switching the hands over and over and over again. Once they start bringing their nose away pretty consistently and pretty regularly, that's when you're going to go, yes, leave it. And you're going to mark the word with the action, right? So I'm not telling him beforehand right now, right? I'm just, yes, leave it. But I'm not saying anything beforehand. I am waiting for him to choose to bring his nose away from my hand. Did you find that little piece of treat? Oh, you found the other one too. Good job. Whitney. Good. Yes. Yes, leave it. So that's the realm you're in. Now, that is what I call the very first basic level of it, and then we start to up it a level, which with him I think we can start doing. There's no rush to any of this. I want to remind you of that. There's no rush. He is able to move up a level right now because we have been playing this game for a little bit, so he is catching on to it really quickly because this is not his first time playing it. So for some of you guys, this will be your first time playing the game, and you may not be able to go within 5 minutes or something like that. We've been playing the game again for, oh no, Wheatley. You know, when you have puppies, that's fine. It's fine. So we've been playing that game for, oh gosh, I don't know, about the past week or so, right? So that's why he's catching on to it so quickly. So you might be at that very first basic level for a few days, a week, before you decide, okay, now we're ready to move to the next level. don't feel the need to rush it. The foundation is not rushed. We go slow. We make sure that they understand, right? Just because they got the game really, really well on a Monday, when you start to work it that Tuesday, they might have to do a little refresh. They may not do it as well as they did that Monday, right? So we're going to go ahead, and I'm so sorry for the noise. We're going to go ahead and up a level. Once he comes back over here. Good job. All right, so I get him stuck onto it, and then I ask him for it. Leave it. Yes, leave it. Now, notice how I'm giving him a little help. When I present leave it, I'm also presenting my reward hand. So I get him stuck. Leave it. Yes, leave it. Let's do it again. Leave it. Yes, leave it. Oh, and then he did it that time. So I think I'm going to provide a little bit of a challenge for him because he's getting it pretty quickly. Let's try it one more time without the challenge. Leave it. Yes, leave it. Good job. Let's do it again because I don't want to rush this. Leave it. Yes, leave it. Okay, so I'm going to challenge him a little bit. So I've been presenting him a pretty closed hand with food inside of it. But now I'm going to kind of present a open hand. Leave it. Yes, leave it. Leave it. Yes. Leave it. Yes. Good job. Notice how when I present this open hand, it's far away from him. I'm not putting it right next to his face because that would be a little bit too hard for him probably right now. Really? Yes, leave it. Yes, leave it. Good boy. Now from here, as I start to make the game harder and harder, I have my open hand and I'm starting to bring it to the ground. We're not doing that right now. We're not even going to show it because he's not ready for that, right? But you can kind of see the gradual change of the level and how it starts to get harder and harder, but it's very baby stepped, right? So that's the realm that we're kind of sticking in for that leave it. Okay, let's talk about luring. So luring is really fun. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. Now, trying to get in the camera frame here. For this leave it, right? Oh, I'm gonna have to put you up a little higher. You know? There we go. All right. So for a lure, this will hurt even my back, right? For my young puppies. I still do it this way. I know back pain is a relevant thing, right? So for people who backs may not be able to do this for a substantial amount of time, right? There are ways that you can still do it. You can use these little mixing spatulas. For some reason, I can't remember what they're called. Even something like this, right? And then something like this. You can buy a brand new, clean fly swatter. Works great as well. Let me show you. Grab a little scoop of peanut butter. And again, you can find something else. A fly swatter is much longer, and you can do this. Sit. Yes. Now the point of the lure, right, is we are luring them with whatever food, toy. We're luring them around, and they're learning to walk alongside us. Yes. Right? We're learning how to do automatic sits. We're even learning how to do recall. Come. And then we're luring them back into position right next to us, right? Now, I love to lure. I make it like a little dance. I pick around. It's really fun for me. You can go as slow and methodical as you need to with these steps, right? You can go slower. You can go faster if you want to. But you're basically just getting your dog used to walking alongside of you. Good rewards happen. When I stop, you stop, right? You can go slow, just taking turns, just like this. For my clients with bigger dogs who are going to be bigger when they're older, as they start to get older, you won't have to be as bendy as much with this lure. Then you know, you can be up here and do the lure, and you see he even went into it. He even started going into it. Look at you, you're such a good boy. Yeah, sit. And they may not do that automatic sit for you at first. It's okay. The main thing is they are walking alongside of you. We will fancy up everything later on. If you're not going to use that and you're going to be doing it just the old school way of you're bending it down, then you have this food in your hands. Yes. And you are luring them how you want them to go. Yes. Okay, let me show you the other part of luring. The other part of luring that's not walking, right? That's not geared towards walking on the side of you. And you don't have to do this on the floor. You can do it sitting down in a chair, wherever you're comfortable. But I'm basically, ow. Okay, basically taking some food. Yes, sit. I still have food in my hands. I am luring them straight down. Yes, down. Marking it as soon as it happens. Yes, down. Yes, down. Yes, down. Okay, good job. Oh. So luring also goes for that, for just for luring into that sit. Yes, sit. Luring into the down. Yes, down. And I'll go ahead and put you guys a little bit lower so you can see. So you can see, or we'll go out a little farther actually. There we go. Okay, and so that's a really good segue into staying in this down position. Now, with, yes, down. Look, that's so good. With staying in this down position, it's a very natural thing for the puppies or kind of the teenage dogs, right? Where they're kind of popping up. They pop up as soon as we go into that down. So Wheatley's already doing really, really, really good at it, so I think this would be a good example. But we're going to play this little loop game. Now, when I say loop, it doesn't mean we're going to do the exact same cues in the exact same order every single time. We will mix up how those cues go, right? So the main focus here is the game that we're going to play, this little loop game, and then also how I have him stay in the down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have food in both of my hands, right? I'm going to go ahead and release him to go find it. That will be one of the cues that we go over. Okay, down, and sit will be the other three. So this loop game is going to go over all four of those words, all four of those key words that I want them to know. Sit, down, okay, and find it. But it's also going to be focused on trying to help them stay in the down until I say okay, which is the release word. So he went to the sit. I have food in both my hands. Yes, down. Now, I'm continuing to throw little pieces of food on the floor. Yes, down. Yes, down. And you might have to keep your hand fairly close to him. Yes, down. You can even get it directly to him. Yes, down. And then when I'm ready, with my other hand, I will say, I will bring this away and go, okay. Okay, right here. He says, nah, I get more food right here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Find it. So again, food in both of my hands. Sit. Yes, sit. Yes, down. Yes, down. Yes, down. Okay. Good. Find it. Find it. Now again, I'm going to mix them up. So I'm going to go straight to the down this time. Yes, down. So I skipped the sit to the down and went straight to the down. Yes, down. Yes, down. Okay. Right here. Yep. Good job. Find it. Find it. Sit. Yes, sit. Yes, sit. Okay. Good job. So you see how I mixed it up there? There I just required a sit and then I released him to the okay. And real quick, let me say, I am telling him sit beforehand because he is at that level. Some of y'all may not be at that level yet. Some of y'all might be at this level where we're saying, we're just learning, yes, sit, and then marking it with the yes, sit, right? Find it. Find it. Find it. Sit. Yes, sit. Okay. Okay, right here. Good job. Good job. Yes, down. Notice how I'm not saying down beforehand because he's not efficient at that yet. So I'm not saying down beforehand. I am just marking it when he does it. Yes, down. Yes, down. Yes, down. Okay. Okay, and so hopefully, let me make sure I'd explain that just one more time. Down, or, oh, sorry, oop, I broke my own rule. See, I told him down. I was not supposed to do that. We mess up during training. That's okay. You're going to mess up too. I mess up too as well. But I'm going to say yes, down. Yes, down. I'm feeding him. Yes, down. Yes, down. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm going to explain why this looks weird in just a second. Now, when y'all are doing in this state down, he is already, because we've already had to tackle this little issue with him, so we've already been playing this game. So when y'all go to the down, I want you to make sure you have a good amount of food already in your hands. Yes, down. Because you may not, see, I'm able to, if I need to, feed this hand with this hand right here, right? I can feed him to keep the rewards, but you might need to have the food really ready, available, really close, because you may not even be able to do that little backup, that little 2-inch backup with your hand, right? Because it might entice them to get up with you. So you want to have that group of food in your hands, and yes, down. Yes, down. Whether you're directly feeding them or putting it on the ground, it does not matter. Whichever one works best for y'all, or a little bit of both might work best for you guys. That's fine. Yes, down. Okay. Good job. So I wasn't going to talk about this, but because something has kind of popped up, it's made me think about it, and I'm going to talk about it real fast. So we always, you always hear dog trainers talk about setting good habits as far as going outside, not jumping on people. We want to approach people and sit, all of this stuff. Little habits, right? And we don't want the bad habits. We don't want dogs chewing. We don't want dogs going potty in the house. We don't want all this other stuff, right? But there are habits about yourself that you also have to pick up on, right? So you have to be very, very self-aware of what you're doing, even the little tiniest things, which you might not think make a difference, actually do, right? So here's a really, really good example. Is one thing I'm trying to break myself from is when I have young puppies and I'm teaching the release word, the okay, right? I have a habit of always using my right hand, and I say, okay. I don't throw the food away from me. I keep the food, but I'm always using my right hand. So they always go towards my right hand. So here, when I had him, yes, down, and this down, and I went with my left hand and I said, okay, and he hesitated a little bit. He was like, wait a minute. Because I've always, with him, I have a bad habit of only using this right hand when I release him. Okay. So he's very used to that. So even when I switched to the left hand and I said it, that's not the game. That's not the same game, right? So there's little habits even about ourselves that you have to be super aware of, because it can affect training from time to time. Now, is that a huge thing? No, it's not. But I also want my dog to understand that when I say okay, especially in the beginning when we're using a lot of our hand signals and a lot of luring with the food, I want him to understand that no matter what hand I'm using and I say, okay, that's his cue right there. That's his cue to get up from where he's at, come to my hand and get food. That's what that means for me, right? So little things like that, little habits like that can affect the training as you go on, especially if you keep doing it on to 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, right? And another good example of that is even this loop game that I'm having y'all play, where you're going over those 4 cues: sit, down, okay, find it, right? If I always, every single time went sit, yes, sit, yes, down, and that's the only thing I did to get him into that down, then what's going to start happening is when I ask for that sit and I reward him, he's going to instantly drop to the ground because he knows the next thing that's coming is the down, right? He's going to learn the little habits just like that. Oh, she asked me to sit. The next thing that's coming is the down. So that's why I mixed in just asking him to sit. Okay. And then releasing him from there, right? And then would also, instead of going the sit from the down, I would go down to the sit, or I would just go from standing to down, right? I mix it up. Okay. You got, so even there, he kept kind of looking at my right hand, right? He got up pretty immediately, but he kept looking at my right hand. So you can tell I have to break that habit. I got to break that habit. So that's a really good example. I'm kind of glad that came up so I could talk about it, because you can start to think about and be very self-aware. What little habits am I doing every single day that may not seem like a big deal to me, secondhand nature, I just do it without thinking about it, but my dog is picking up on it because dogs are body language experts, right? They will be able to pick up on your body language, very subtle body language of what things mean, right? They'll pick up on the same things that you do every single day that you may not even notice. So be very self-aware, go slow in your training, think about it. You're going to mess up from time to time. You even saw me mess up. I told him to down beforehand when we're not at that level, right? So you're going to mess up. You're going to fumble here, you're going to fumble a little bit, and that's fine. Just go slow, be self-aware, and take your time, okay? Remember, consistency is key. And when we slow it down, we are able to be more consistent. If we're trying to rush, consistency goes out the window, okay? So think about it as a fine dining restaurant. A fine dining restaurant does not go fast. They do not rush things. They take their time. They make sure the food is cooked well, presented well. They're going to clean the plates. and it's going to look very consistent every single time you go in there versus when you go to Jack in the y'all don't have Jack in the Box here, but when you go to McDonald's or Burger King, food looks different. You get different quality every time. It might be cold, it might be fresh, it might not be fresh. The burger is never going to look the same as the time you got it before, so all that kind of stuff, right? Because it was rush. Okay, guys, so that's going to be the end of this video. If y'all have watched it and have any questions, just send me a text message, and I will get those questions answered for you guys. And have fun. Have a great Sunday. Bye. Say bye, Lily. Say bye.